Space exploration presents a significant challenge in the form of distance since there is a great deal to observe and understand in space. For instance, the closest star to us is called Proxima Centauri, and it is about 40,208 billion kilometers distant from us. Even Elon Musk's goal of colonizing Mars won't be accomplished in fewer than 5 months of travel through space, and that's assuming they leave Earth at the optimal time. Nevertheless, with a brand new Speedlite engine that Musk and NASA have lately unveiled, this problem will no longer be a concern even for the most extensive of distances. What exactly is a Speedlite engine? How fast does it go? And what kind of an effect could it have on space travel in the future? Welcome, and you are watching Technology Zone, where the home of technology resides. Come along with us as we investigate the revolutionary new Speedlite engine that breaks the laws of physics and was just unveiled by Elon Musk and NASA. A sizable number of individuals are of the opinion that Elon Musk is taking on more than he can successfully do with his daring ambition to permanently establish humans on the planet Mars. It is not difficult to see why doubters might have such a position. Because of the difficulties and enormous costs involved, space exploration has always been the domain of national governments. Nevertheless, nothing is out of the question for a visionary who is as driven as Musk. He is working hard to put together all that is required. The transportation vehicle is the most important component of the whole operation. Musk is tasked with figuring out how we will transport not just goods but also people from our world to the red planet. If it weren't for the huge distance that separates the Earth and Mars, this wouldn't be a challenge at all. Although the distance between these two planets does not always remain the same, it is never less than roughly 34 million kilometers. For some background information, the new James Webb Space Telescope is now in an orbit around the Sun that is 1 million miles distant from the Earth, and the telescope traveled for a month before arriving at its destination. Musk intends to make use of the powerful spaceship known as the Starship, which is currently being developed and tested by Musk's company, SpaceX. Even though travel on the Starship will be far quicker than on the JWST, the Voyagers should still plan on spending at least 5 months in space. 5 months is a significant amount of time for a person to spend in space for a variety of reasons. Radiation, which is plentiful in deep space, may harm your health. It can even leave the explorers impotent, which isn't suitable for the self-sustaining colony that Musk intends to build on the planet. The health of the colonizers is vital. In addition to being exposed to radiation, colonists must also deal with the consequences of spending an extended period of time in circumstances of low gravity, which has a severe impact on the muscles throughout the body. But most significantly, 5 months or more spent in the middle of nowhere is a long period of time since anything may go wrong, even with the most painstakingly crafted arrangements. In addition to all of the risks, Musk does not have a lot of time to deliver millions upon tons of supplies and equipment that is necessary for life prior to the first explorers ever setting foot on the surface of Mars. He even has plans to move more than 1 million people in a very short amount of time in order to establish the foundation of the new environment. Even though Musk is in the process of developing the most powerful rocket ever made, he is still interested in finding a speedier form of transportation. Here are the reasons why. What choices does Musk have available to him as he looks for a very quick method of transportation to help him realize his goal of colonizing Mars? NASA may have the answer to the problem. Musk and the space agency have worked together on many occasions. For instance, Elon Musk's firm has been sending a cargo ship named Vanessa along with a crew to the International Space Station. The United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration has an investment in the Starship because it plans to utilize it as a lunar lander when it sends people back to the moon. Simply for that reason, NASA is going to pay SpaceX about $3 billion. As a result, the possibility that Musk and NASA are working together on a solution that would make space travel very quick, utilizing the speed of light engine, is not shocking at all. The new speed engine, on the other hand, will not use even a single drop of gasoline despite its impressive speed. It does sound amazing, doesn't it? Hold off until you have heard everything. These propellantless concepts are rather recent. Robert Cook, an American inventor, was granted a patent for his engine in the late 1970s. According to the claims made in the patent, the engine was able to transform centrifugal force into linear motion. Then, in the early 2000s, a British inventor by the name of Roger Scheuer developed an invention called the EM drive. Scheuer said that his invention could turn trapped microwaves into thrust. However, none of these ideas has been shown to work in practice. Both are thought to be impossible owing to the fact that they violate the fundamental rule of conservation of momentum, which governs all aspects of physics. However, the new Speedlite engine, also called the helical engine, can reach extremely high speeds. It has the incredible potential to reach speeds of up to 300 million meters per second. How quickly is this happening? It just takes 1.3 seconds to travel the 240,000 miles that are required to reach the moon. In 12.5 minutes, Musk's settlers will arrive on the red planet. If you go on a journey to Neptune, which is located around 2.7 billion miles distant, you will be there in approximately 4 hours. Please keep the Centauri Proxima in mind, as it was introduced at the very beginning of this video. The helical engine will get you there in only 4 years, rather than the tens of thousands of years it would normally take. Even though there is a significant amount of time spent driving, doing so is now far more convenient thanks to the helical speed engine. Dr. Burns, who was employed at the NASA Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama, disclosed the concept in a document titled Head Spinning that was uploaded to the official website of the space agency. In his writing, quote, "This in-space engine might be employed for the maintenance of satellite stations over extended periods of time without the need for refueling. Additionally, it has the potential to drive spacecraft beyond interstellar distances at speeds approaching those of light." End quote. This helps to overcome an issue that has persisted throughout the history of space travel. This is why Dr. Burns' crazy notion is so revolutionary. It eliminates the need for rocket fuel entirely. To get you the concept, modern rockets such as those produced by NASA and SpaceX need to store tons of propellants such as liquid hydrogen in order to go to Mars and beyond. The issue is that the weight of your ship will increase proportionately with the amount of fuel that you put upon it. The fuel tanks used in modern ships are considerably too cumbersome to be used on interstellar journeys. However, the helical engine is able to circumvent this problem by using high-tech particle accelerators similar to those found in Europe's enormous Hadron Collider. Electromagnets are used to fire microscopic particles at high speed, and then the particles are recirculated around the engine and shot again. The most straightforward interpretation of how the engine works is that it takes advantage of the way in which mass shifts as the speed of light is increased. Dr. Burns offers an explanation of a notion that may be used to deconstruct this, and it depicts a ring that is contained inside a box and is joined to either end by a spring. According to Newton's principles of motion, every action must have an equal and opposite reaction. When you release the ring on one end, the box recoils in the other way. This occurs because every action must have an equal and opposite response. When the ring gets to the bottom of the box, it will rebound in the other way, and the recoil direction of the box will also change. Things operate somewhat differently though, if both the box and the ring are moving at the speed of light. Per Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, the ring will acquire greater mass as it travels at such speeds that bring it closer to the closing of the box. This indicates that it will make a more forceful impact when it reaches the other side of the box, resulting in forwarding motion. Dr. Burns claims that the configuration may provide a push of up to 99% of the speed of light without contradicting Einstein's theory of relativity. However, the design does violate the rules of physics, which means that it is in violation of Newton's law of motion. Nevertheless, none of it really matters as long as we get at our goal on schedule. Dr. Burns estimated that in order for it to be functional, it would need to be 650 feet long and 40 feet broad. To generate 1 Newton of thrust, which is the amount of force needed to propel 1 kilogram of mass every second squared, it would take 165 megawatts of energy to be generated. This is comparable to that of a power plant. If you believe that it is a lot of input for such a little output, then you need to rethink that assumption since the engine operates in space, where the absence of friction is caused by the vacuum. Before you go to the helical engine, there are a few things about traveling at the speed of light that you need to be aware of. Mind you, naturally, the light will have a difficult time keeping up with you, which will result in your eyesight being distorted in strange ways. Everything that is behind you will seem to be pitch black, and it will look as if time has stopped completely. Clocks will move at a snail's pace, and the planets will appear to cease spinning. The light that is coming from the sides of you will most likely flash by in many different color bands, and the light that is coming from in front of you will come earlier than usual, making it look brighter and more intense than usual. Your peripheral vision will become much more restricted. Nevertheless, if we are able to go into deep space, none of that will be relevant. Give us your thoughts on the helical light speed engine. Please leave a comment below and please give this a like if you think NASA and Elon Musk will soon concentrate on an even more cutting-edge engine to achieve our so long dream of traveling through space faster. Of course, you should also think about subscribing to our channel, Technology Zone, and ring that notification bell for the updates on our future videos.